Peace. It's Reiki Day. Let's go. Bringing you prayer. Bringing you universal life force energy. Reiki. Bringing up the Earth's energy. Bringing down the angels and their energies, heavenly hosts, all to create the planetary Reiki Gaia angel prayer infused flow. Welcome to Reiki Day Live, and I'm your host, Brother James. So let's get into the flow. Peace, everybody. Peace, everybody. It's Brother James, House of Healing Light. It's Reiki Day, the days of prayer. And we are going to start off by saying Al-Fatiha, Assalamu alaikum, to all my Muslim family that is here. We'll start with Al-Fatiha, and then I'll share with us what Allah has shared with me as far as prayer is concerned. And this is definitely going to be something that we want our young people to pay close attention to, because it definitely is directed at them. He has need of them, and it's time that they know. So let us begin in prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praises are due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, Master, this day of judgment which we do now live. Thee alone do we serve, Thee alone do we beseech for help. O Allah, guide us on the right path of those upon whom Thou hast bestowed favors, not the path of those upon whom Thy wrath is brought down, nor those who've gone astray. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum to everyone. Thank you for coming, and thank you for being a part of the days of prayer. You are truly blessed, will be blessed, because as you know, the world is going through a lot of things right now, and prayer is definitely necessary. And I want to start off by reading a verse from the Holy Quran. Surah 50, section 2, and it's under the resurrection. Surah 2, ayat 16. And certainly we created man, and we know what his mind suggests on him, and we are nearer to him than his life vein. Now, the reason that I'm bringing this up is because Allah brought this ayat to me and has given me some understanding that I want to share with everybody. You know, your jugular vein is your life vein, but it's also inside of you. It's underneath of your skin. And what I believe Allah wants us to understand is that He is inside of us. I'll say that one more time. He is inside of us. That's why He's closer than our jugular vein, because He's right there. And I think we have to begin to travel within. You know, we are used to saying prayers and we say them outwardly, but I think sometimes we forget that greater is the unseen than the seen. He is within us, and He is using Reiki Day to help us to understand He's set a table for us. He's waiting for us to come to Him within ourselves. And this message is definitely for our young people. You have to start looking within. You can't keep looking just outside yourself. That has its place as well. But the main thing that Allah wanted me to tell you is that it's time for you to go inwardly. That's not to say that you don't make any prayers or anything like that. That's to say you make your prayers, but as I said at the last days of prayer, you have to also meditate so that you can receive the answers. But he wants you to go inside yourself so that you can begin to talk with him directly and know that you're talking to him, be able to feel his energy so that you can begin to really, as the Holy Quran says, the remembrance of Allah is the greatest force. But you have to tap into that force. And he's asking us to come in, sit down, talk with him, and talk with him like you would your friend. You know, always remembering that he is the sovereign Lord. So it's always got to be respectful. But we have to stop being scared to talk with him. And I mean, talk honestly, openly about everything. It's not like he doesn't already know. He's closer to you than your jugular vein. He's right there. The recording angels are recording everything that you think, everything that you do. And so he knows. So there's no point in hiding it. But young people, you have to make sure that you start connecting with him. I found it interesting that that verse was in a chapter that's called the resurrection. Prayer is part of your resurrection. And especially when you start to go within yourself and find Allah, he then can resurrect you. He can give you the power because he is the greatest force. He then gives you the power to go against all the other forces that you are dealing with. He and he alone can get you out of the situations that you put yourself in, as long as you didn't go too far. But nonetheless, this is the message that he wants the young people to understand. Come into him, talk with him, be empowered by him. Stop just looking outwardly and making entertainers and certain figures basically idols. Come and talk with him so you can get your power. This was the main thing he kept pushing to me, is that it's time for you to get your power, especially our young people, because you're the ones designed to take us into the hereafter. I'll say that one more time. You're the ones designed to take us into the hereafter. But you got to come get your power first. And if he is the greatest force, then you need him to deal with the forces that you can't deal with. You have to come into that understanding. You connect to him, and he becomes a force that deals with the forces that you can't deal with. Again, this is under the section of resurrection. Let's be honest with ourselves. All of us are dead inside. All of us have been through things that have dampened our spirit. Some of us have even had our soul shattered into pieces because of the things we've had to endure through life. So we have to go to that greatest force, have to go in and sit with Allah so he can put the pieces back together. You can't do it by yourself. You don't have all the knowledge necessary to do that. So we need to go in and sit down with him to get the power, to get the knowledge, wisdom, and the understanding to go forth in this life and change the reality of ourselves as individuals, but also the reality of the people that live with us, and especially those of the future. This is what he's calling to us for in Reiki Day. He's calling, he's sending out the signal. I thank him for being blessed to help being part of that process. But we have to hear the signal, hear the signal, and come in and sit with him, but go to him directly. Don't just depend on your imam, your sheikh, or any other teacher. Come in and get directly taught from him. Go into meditation, learn your meditations so that you can speak with him directly. Then begin to talk with him, even without a meditation. Just start talking when you're going through something in the car, in the house, outside, wherever you are. Begin to talk with him so that you can begin to hear the answer. Because the power is laying within us, but we're not tapping into it. You know, we're believing too much in ourselves. Like we really can carry all the weight, but I'm sorry, it's being painfully obviously made for us to see that that's not where we are right now. So he wants us to go to him to be resurrected and understand he created you. As the verse says, he already knows your thoughts. So there's no reason to hide. Don't run, irregardless of what you have done, because that was something that Allah showed me some years ago, is that a lot of our young people are not coming to him, not because they don't want to, not because they don't necessarily recognize him either, but some of them have been caught up in the world and have done some heinous things to themselves and to others, and they're too ashamed to come to him. And some of them may have done some things that they don't believe that Allah will forgive them. And so they stay away from him. Then they get in cycles that they cannot get out of. And then by human nature, we want to do things better. Unfortunately, that works for good or bad things. So that's why we see our young people doing crazier and crazier things, because they've gotten into the cycle. And especially if we, as the parents, as the elders, did not teach them well, did not lend them an ear or give them guidance, then they're walking around in darkness trying to figure a way out, but they don't have what's necessary to get out. So we have to teach and train to go within, to talk to Allah. That's why he's pushing prayer in Reiki Day. Reiki means universal life force energy. That's Allah. I'm sorry, you can argue with me if you want to, but by definition, that's Allah. We know him as the life giver. So this is life force energy, and especially since Reiki has been proven to work, and this is of him. And we need to use these energies to help aid in our resurrection. That's what they're there for. They're his energy within him, within us. And if we power them up, then we can definitely change reality, not just deal with it, but change the reality that we live in. And this is why I believe now I understand that this is why he's added this to Reiki Day. Because prayer allows you to tap into him, which he is the life force energy. And so once we begin to understand these things and we begin to put these little pieces together, we can definitely change our reality. Young people, he wants you to know that he has need of you. even if you're special needs. He has need of you. If you have been blessed to have life, to be living, you have an aim and a purpose. He allowed you to come here for a reason, another reason to go in within yourself. Talk with him so you can find out why you're here. What is your aim and purpose? Special needs or not, there's a job for you to do. There's something that you can do to change the reality of human beings right now and take us higher. You know, I remember watching a program where there was a special needs child. He was pretty much wheelchair bound. I'm not even sure if he could speak that well. But whenever he came into a room, he changed the atmosphere of the room. His smile was infectious, and everybody loved being around him, and it changed their life. Even if it was just for those moments of being around him, they smiled too. They came into the joy that he brought. So, again, to my special needs family, that applies to you. You have something to offer. He wants you to understand that. All of us have something to offer, but we got to do the prayers to get to know him so we can find out what the answers are. That's in front of us. And we need to do this, especially now, because as you can see, the world is definitely in a chaotic state. Things have definitely gone crazy off the rails, so to speak. So I just wanted to share that with us. That's what Allah has put on my heart to share with us, till we understand the importance of prayer. And remember, as I said last time, prayer is not just prescribed prayers, traditional prayers. Allah wants you talking to him as a friend, as a true father that is concerned and that will guide you to the best of your ability. He knows what you need. He knows how to tell you, but then the work is still on you. You have to do the work. So you have to pray, then you meditate so you can hear the response, so you can get closer to him, and then you work on whatever he shows you to do. Have faith in it and just go to work. Just do what he's asking you to do. He wants us to come out of the skepticism. We have to know him as the greatest force. But we also know him as the best knower. So we have to come out of doubt. We've got to remember that he knows what we don't. He sees way further in the future than we do. But if we follow whatever he shows us, then we can be the overcomers. We can find success and be successful. And that's what he wants us to understand and know, is that he's there. Alhamdulillah, he's there. But it's up to us to go to him, know his will, and then make our will connect to his will. Then we can be blessed and understand that he has and is the greatest force. So there's no obstacle that can't be removed, or I'll say dealt with in some way, shape, form, or fashion. He'll show us the best way to do it. But we can go to the top. But prayer is a big key. But again, not just prescribed prayers. Get to talk to him and communicate with him as much as possible, as deeply as possible, especially when you're in trouble. But even when you're not, when things are good, make sure you give gratitude and keep talking to them, because there's always better things. If the trees were as pens and the seas plus seven more were as ink, yet still you could not exhaust his wisdom. So there's way more to learn. There's way more to do. There's way more to achieve. But you have to get the prayer and the connection with the sovereign Lord, the Lord of all the worlds. And then he can take us to all the worlds that he desires for us to go to. So I just wanted to share that with us. I pray that it's inspiring us. I pray that it's opening up some doors, some thoughts, because I want to tell you all, there's power there for you to do many things, but we have to do the work, and we've got to come to him. It's very simple. There's not a lot to it. I mean, the work is going to be diverse depending on the person, but nonetheless, it's a job that we can do. And it's a job that'll help you to find peace so that you don't regret getting up every day. So you don't have to talk yourself into going to work grievingly. I wish I didn't have to. No, there's a work that he created you for that you'll love to get up. You'll love to go through the hardships. And you'll take it with a smile because you're doing something that you love, that he created you for. So let's do this. Let's change the reality, first with ourselves and then the rest of the world. With prayer, we can change things because we can change ourselves. And with prayer and getting that intimate relationship, communication with the God, like I said, he's the greatest force. So he can move things that we can't. So let's take that to heart. My young people, if you're listening, please understand it's in your hands right now. You can change the world, but you got to come to the Lord of all the worlds first. And then you'll be allowed to begin to change the world. So with that, again, I pray that it inspired you. But let us now go into the prayer, asking Allah to bring down his healing hand for Reiki Day and just for the future period. So let us take prayer position again. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praises are due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, Master of this day of judgment which we do now live. Thee alone do we serve, thee alone do we beseech for thine aid. O Allah, guide us on the right path, path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed favors, not the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who've gone astray. O Allah, we humbly beseech you and come before you and ask you to please bring out your healing hand, your healing energies, your healing powers to help us and heal us and to heal the planet that we have not been good stewards of. Show us the right way to heal ourselves, to heal the planet, to work among ourselves so that we may come into the higher vibrations and frequencies that you have for us. We humbly ask that you please bring your healing hand down and place it upon the earth and place it upon our minds, bodies, souls, spirits, and heal all of our bodies inside and out, and heal the planet inside and out, And again, show us the way to keep it clean, to keep it clear, to keep ourselves clean, to keep ourselves clear, to come into the powers that you have designed for us as a birthright, and to use it wisely and use it in your way and for your will, so that we may know sickness no more. Now I ask everybody to just sit in the energy that you've just created with your sincere prayer, with your sincere asking. Let yourself feel His energy, Allah's energy flowing through you and around you. Know that He is present. Know that He has heard our prayer. Know that He will answer. Oh Allah, we ask all of this in the name of all of the worthy messengers, prophets, and saviors that you have sent. As we say, Ameen. I just want to thank everybody for being a part of Reiki Day, this first day of prayer. My fellow Muslim family, I ask that you keep this prayer going into Jummah, during Jummah, after Jummah. Just keep it on your mind, keep it on your heart for Allah to heal us all, to heal the planet, to give us what we need to repair the damages that we've done to ourselves, to each other, and to the planet. Happy Reiki Day. May Allah continue to bless you and us as we go forward to change the reality that we live in. So may everybody be blessed. Assalamu alaikum.